Hello, howdy, and hi, Grounded 2 guys and gals, and welcome back to another Grounded video. Today, I've discovered a couple things, more things about the game that I wanted to share. I have some hypotheses, and also I might have found some new a new bug that is just it's in there, and I think if Grounded is the devs to be considered well, sometimes mysterious in how they come about with new information, like to hide different things. I think it may be pretty valid, but we'll get into that in a minute. So some things I found. There is an article, MMO RPG. They had the hands-on for about 30 minutes of game time. A couple things that I think would be great to see. Something I've been talking about forever. It looks like you will be starting off with a where is it? An Omni tool. It says Omni axe here. So that's going to be your axe, shovel, hammer, and repair tool. I've been, since I've been saying that forever. They must have been listening to just me, of course. But I'm so glad to see that. Most likely, if I had to guess, since you're beginning it from the beginning, it'll be in the Omni lab somewhere. You'll pick it up, and you'll probably have to level it up to do different things with it. So in order to get to different places, actually, since it's Omni gear, it may very well be like a hacking tool or something needed to get into different Omni labs. Speaking of Omni labs, apparently the beginning of the game is in an Omni lab. That's where you start off from. Let's see here. It is in my gameplay demo. I got to experience much of the early game, waking up in the lab and getting my bearings without spoiling the story. Not going to spoil it. The teens, hoops, all of them, etc. Shrunk again, backyard, or not backyard, in the park. But they mainly started in the Omni lab before they were able to get into the rest of the grass. So it looks, at least we're gonna be starting there. So if we're starting in the Omni lab, maybe we're gonna be starting like we did it on purpose, possibly. I mean, why else would they? Well, I guess we'd be in the lab, but I guess we could have been captured again. But I mean, first time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. But it's very possible we did this on purpose. Something else to note is that they're going to have at least a little bit more maturity to them, since the character's a little bit older. So from a character who simply said the word shit out of the gate as they woke up. So good. So we're going to have some potty words. Get ready. I'm excited. I can't wait to be hoops. It's like science. That's the. Obviously, it looks great. They're going from Unreal Engine 4 to 5, so that should hopefully be a big upgrade in at least general quality. They go on to talk about their combat. Feels a little more refined, not as floaty. I always felt the combat was pretty good. I don't know how much time they spent in Grounded before. They're journalists, so they have about 5 minutes a day to do gaming, and then they write about gaming the rest of the day. So take that with a grain of salt until we actually get into it. And he just goes on to talk about how in the beginning you immediately see a caterpillar, etc. Getting buggies pretty quickly, it looks like, and that they're pretty fast, which I'm hoping they are. That was something that I was really worried about, is that they're going to be too slow for the backyard, especially not going to have zip lines. But maybe they'll be good. Maybe they will actually be fast, especially if you can recruit multiple things, multiple worker ants with you. Maybe you can decimate grass fields pretty easily. That'd be kind of great. So there's more information about the beginning of the game and what we may have to expect. Now we're on the Xbox website itself. Just let's see if we can't glean a little bit more information. Obviously, we have potential orc-controlled scorpions. Although they have purple eyes. Well, actually, let's back up. I don't know if they're gonna be orc controlled. This can be a different controlled, because purple is not orc, right? That's the menace or whatever that we were talking about earlier, whatever that we're being followed by. This thing. Actually, they may be that controlled. That may be someone else. We will get to this in a moment. Other things that we can glean from here, and in fact, let's go ahead and just let's go through this. Not too much on some of these pictures. Remember, the Grounded devs love to hide little things like little nuggets of information. If you remember the secret door and how it played, you had to use some sort of audio magic to figure out. There was a code for something. Let's see here. Here we go on this page right here. Obviously, you have some new building materials. And looks like just another little, just like another little decoration piece. But hold on, look at this. What does this look like to you? Oh, it's just like a little thing for a spider. Enhance. 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 What does that look like? That looks like a skull and a spider. And you may be saying to yourself, well, yeah, because spiders are deadly, right? Remember, grounded devs, they're tricky. They're a tricky little bunch. You gotta be careful. All the insects in the backyard, or whether in the backyard and then I guess the park, are real. They have counterparts. So, is there a spider that has a skull on its back? Why, yes. Yes, there is. Noble false widow spider. That's it. So, you know what? I'm calling it right now. New monster. New little buggy. Well, maybe not a rideable buggy. The noble false widow. And I looked up how they hunt. Noble false widows primarily hunt by setting booby traps using silk threads, often in corners or elevated positions. So I'm calling it that's going to be new bug. We may be walking around through the backyard. Well, I guess the park. I'm going to mess that up so many times. And then, taking them to noble false widow. Be prepared. That's what I'm just saying. The devs, they love to hide little nuggets of information, and I'm calling it right here, noble false widow, as a new creature. See, look at this thing. It's got a clear skull on it. It's got the legs, clear skull, noble false widow, and also it kind of, I don't know if it looks like a little more tan here on the legs. I mean, this looks like just a decoration kind of thing. But I'm calling it right here next to the tiki stuff. You have it's the clue, new enemies. Obviously we have new decorations, new tiki bars. So who knows how much they're gonna add there. This guy will not evolve. Jesus Christ, what am I talking about? Pokemon. This will, he goes into a chrysalis and turns into a butterfly. Normal swallowtail. He's a backyard. I looked it up. It's just it's like a common little guy. Normal caterpillar, or not caterpillar, Jesus, well, he's a caterpillar, look at him. Cockroach, but something else to glean from this picture is here's a tree, accessible. Here's a tree, accessible. And also, these are not oaks. These are maybe spruce. And in other pictures, let's see here. So there's those two trees in the background all the way over there. I've seen some pictures with an oak. That means there's gonna be multiple large trees, which if you had a desire to make indoor, have the little Wookiee, whatever guys, the Ewoks village, boom. You can make giant bridges between all the trees, it looks like, if they haven't changed in the building stuff. And there's multiple. So you could just kind of cruise around the whole backyard park. I'm excited about that, because before it was just one big oak tree. You can make a base, but you can make a twinsy base. Right here, you could do these two. You can have the good base, and then here's the crappy base, and then one that's kind of far away. So you got the really good bars in it. Anything else from these pictures? I mean, obviously it looks like we're underneath the frozen area because it's frozen. Got another snail. I've been looking up at the snail stuff. Nothing I can really glean from the snails. Scorpions in the frozen area. Something else to note: scorpions don't like cold. Very possible that this is maybe mutated or something like that. Scorpions. So maybe different enemy type. You got a goobly snail. I feel like there's something here that I'm just not seeing. Maybe he's a sea snail and he's just out here on a stroll for some reason. I don't know. He seems super gloopy, and I don't know what his deal is. I feel like there's something hidden here. Obviously new armors and things like that. Although looks like B gear. It's not. He's not using range. A couple of crystal things back here. Don't know if that is anything. There's another character over here and a character over there. So I don't know. From here, I can't glean too much. Some other things to look at. So we are being a shadow that follows you, right? Shadow follows you. Something interesting from this right here. Look at this camera. If you didn't know, you have in the old days, I guess, cameras, you can still even see them. They kind of when they tighten up, they look a little bit closer, and then they widen out to see more of a wider scene. And if we look, as they're passing by. Well, I'll have to let it play again. It opens up like someone's watching him. So I think this is alluding to the shadow. We have strong together, perils, blah, blah, blah. The buggies. Okay, so actually, for the Zoomers out there, if you didn't know, this is not just like, oh, they're bugs and they're called buggies. It's play on words. Used to have horses that would pull passengers in buggies. And so this is, I believe, just a play on words of, that's why they're called buggies, not just because they're bugs. I mean, it is because they're bugs, but because you're being carried and moved on them. But something interesting I didn't see before, and I had hypothesized, is carry the fight, and now they help you survive, hatch, raise, and ride your own insect friends, buggies. Very interesting. Not just from that, maybe you can actually raise them and like get better stats, like Power World or Arc or things like that. You could get better, stronger, faster creatures, but is there a limit? Is there a limit to how many you can have? Could you have hundreds of ants ride into battle with you, like on a snail commander? Also, give me the snail to ride on it, and you maybe give it like a power-up bonus to like boost people's defense or attack. I don't know, whatever. I want to ride on a snail into battle, but like, could you raise hundreds of spiders and just charge into like a massive battle against things? If so, amazing. That would be something to have, just kind of like a massive battle of just raised bugs, the death and carnage. Give me this. More talks about the shadow. Shadow follows you. I don't know, like, still we're trying to figure this out. This is gonna be one of those mystery things that they're going to like, tease out. But the hypothesis now is that, I mean, obviously we have Omnit. It's not going to be Omnit, because why would it be Omnit defacing Omnit? If I had to take a hazard of a guess, it is like eco warriors that want to shrink the world to try to save the world or something like that. Because why else would they, who would be bothering them, right? So like they want to try to steal Omnit's stuff, because Omnit's not a good place anyway. I don't know what I don't know. They wanted to shrink things for reasons, but maybe they want to try shrink everybody so that they can save the planet, or maybe they just want to take it over. I don't know. That's like my kind of hypothesis for that. Not much, I guess, to I don't know where else to like really look for information. I've been trying to just like go through like looking at the page source, see if they hid anything behind the scene or something like that. Haven't been able to find much on it yet. We may have to wait. They're going to leak stuff. They're going to just dribble out some stuff. Also, I want to give a special shout out to Jade. And I'm so glad you were wrong for this this hot take on Grounded.
Well, effectively, I have come to the conclusion that Grounded 2 just simply won't be happening in 2025.
I am so glad you were wrong. Trust me, same boat. I never thought they were even touching it. I thought it was going to be years off. So I am so glad that you're wrong, that I was wrong. Everybody was wrong. I'm losing my voice. That's how wrong I was. Yes, so glad to be wrong. And we're back, baby. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye. Love you. Mwah.